Welcome back to McCaffrey Farms here on the Eastern Plains of Colorado. For today's video, we're gonna be working on the tractor. We got LED lights. We got 6 total lights. We've already got a few mounted and working. We're gonna do more. I'm gonna do more right now. Dad's gone. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. A lot of new people here. Glad to see that. Let's get a few more. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Also, be sure to ring the bell icon. That'll notify you when I post videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Let's get to the video. Alright, so I'm gonna fold the planter up and pull it into the shed. Work on the rest of these lights. Be a little nicer in the shed. But to fold the planter up, first thing we're gonna do, this button we gotta put it into transplant. And then the next thing we'll do, the center wheels, we'll raise them all the way up, make sure they're good. Now, put the tractor into neutral, and then we'll do the fold button, and that will start the process of bringing it in and folding it up. So now, if you watch, I need to drop the 3-point down a touch so in that latch can make it past. Right there should be good, and we'll finish folding it in the rest of the way. Now that it's like that, the next button we do is I'll hold this bottom part where it says hitch and latch, pull the remote, and then that top piece right there will pull down, and that's what latches the 2 wings together for transport mode. And now that that's latched, I'll raise the 3-point all the way up. It picked the wing wheels up, so now hit this side of this button, and then that'll raise those wing wheels up, and it'll be in transport mode. There's one, he's doing good. I think right now we're at 7, but I'm down here, and that cow that's standing over there is licking a calf off. Looks like she just had it. I'm gonna go over and check on it, make sure it's doing good. I think I got down here just as she had it. She's licking it off. It was kind of twisted a little funky. Went over, helped her a little bit, but she's licking it off good, and it looks like it's kind of trying to stand. So I'll call Dad, let him know, and I'll be sure to come check. There's a few more down in that one corner. I'll check the rest of these cows, make sure they're all doing good, and then we'll get to work on the tractor. But I figure I'd come out here real quick because we're probably going to be able to start working it soon. As you can tell, it's getting pretty green. We've already worked it once. The top is dry. There's still some really good moisture down below. Probably a week, maybe 2. I don't know how long, just depends on how warm it gets and how quick this stuff dries out. But sometime soon, we'll be working this. Right now, we just have a tractor pulled into the shop like this. Like I said, mainly what we're doing right now, putting lights on. We still got to wire that one, which shouldn't be too hard, just need to put the connectors on. That one on the corner post, underneath the exhaust pipe, we're gonna have to get a little piece of scrap metal and bend it to make the lights we have work. But from there, I don't know We might wait. Some of the other ones we might see if we can just get actual LED bulbs for them. We just did these ones because they were like 18 bucks a piece for 2 lights. So we got 3 sets of them. Pretty good. The other ones, like I said, we'll probably just see if we can get LEDs, light bulbs, because they're kind of a special mount. Mainly these ones. I think these would be the only other ones we do. Maybe the top 2 on the back of the cab. But these ones, they have a special, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a special way they mount in there. So the ones we have wouldn't work. This one here, the other one on the other side, on the bottom, when we put them on, they first weren't working. They weren't coming on, so we figured we had bad wiring. These 2 also wouldn't come on the fender. And we were kind of worried, so we called the one person that we normally have work on our stuff, and he said to check. He told us a few things to check. First, we were like, oh, we don't think that's our problem. Sure enough, we looked. There is a fuse for the 2 fender lights in those 2 bottom lights on the cab. Never clicked to us that they would be on the same one. Sure enough, we pulled that fuse out, was burned out. Put a new one in. Those 2 bottom lights came on. That light came on. That one obviously didn't, because we don't have it wired, but now it will. So got that figured out. We kind of got the lights pointed in the general direction. We had to, the ones like this, we had to drill out just a little bit. And then this one, if you notice, there's a hole right there. That's where the factory one originally mounted. We had to drill it out, so in that way it come past this handle and we could move it around a little bit easier. That other hole was too far back, couldn't move it as good. That way we can move it in all directions, however we want it. So I'm gonna finish mounting, those 2 lights, and then when Dad gets back, probably it'll be tomorrow when we actually do it, I'm guessing, but we'll work on that bottom one. Should be pretty nice. If we do have to go much later in the night, it'll be much nicer, much brighter. Just last night I tried it with those 2 lights on the middle of the cab. Already a pretty big difference, and that was with the yard light on. Later in the video, I'll have it to where when it's just the original factory lights, and then I'll do kind of an update from when we get all of them on, pointed the right way, with the yard light off as a comparison. I think it's going to be awesome. Let's get to work. Other than that, stay tuned, hit that bell icon, because I feel like we got a couple good videos coming. Got a big surprise, hopefully 2 surprises that we'll be updating and putting on this stuff. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Stay tuned. Hopefully everything falls through and that both things can happen. Ring the bell icon, notify you when I post videos. That way you don't miss what we put on, if we can. First off, I want to state how lucky I am. This thing, that was still down from last night, and it was sitting like this. I don't know how that didn't mess up, because the tractor was there, had to fold it up, had to pull around through the yard and back it up some, and then pull it in. How that thing did not get messed up, I have no idea. I'm glad it didn't though, because that's a good thing to have there. But I'll finish that up, and then I'll show you how we had to get that one to work when I take that other one off. But first off, I'm gonna finish by connecting that one and getting it to where it'll work. And this one here, what we're thinking about is getting a piece of scrap metal to where we could just mount it there and then have an L bracket that comes down about here. Because the way these lights are, the light would still be right here. It'd just be mounted right here. And then hopefully that'll work. Like I said, once we get to work on it and see how well it works, we'll be able to go from there, make it work. If you want to see us putting that on, it's in the last video. So go check that one out. Thing sounds awesome now. But let's get back to the lights. So first off, we need one of these boxes. It might not be this one, but this is what we have some of our connectors in. It is the right one. So right now we need 2 of these. 2 of those. I dropped one. On top of that, I need to find out where we put our wire strippers so I can go connect those. Right here, as you can see, we have the wires. So now I have the lights off. What I'll do is I'll strip these wires down. So now what I'm gonna do is on these lights we have, if I can get these deals off, they leave quite a bit of extra wire out. We don't need that much, so we're gonna cut a little bit off of each, and then we'll call that good. I just have some side cutters here. So now what I'll do, I'll twist these together and make sure they're all kind of in one bunch. They go into the connector a lot easier that way. Then I'll put a connector on each of these. Good connection there. Do this other one. Got that one good. So now I'm gonna reach into the cab here. The lights are on, so I should now be able to put these in somewhat and see if they work. Hey, first try. Now I know what I need to do to make that work. I'll shut the lights off, get it wired up, and we should be good on this light. You guys might have seen that on the other ones, the connectors are all still loose. We know that. We figured we would go ahead and get them all hooked up and then make sure they're in the right spot. And then we can go and put electrical tape around them, seal up those connectors good, and then go from there. And just like that, that one's pretty good. Both of those are good and tight. So now, put the lights back on. I did it right. Hopefully that wasn't too bright for you. That's why we got them. They're pretty good lights. Like I said, my brother has gotten a few of them and he's had some pretty good luck with them. So that's why we got them. For now we got 6. Would be nice to probably like do those ones, but any more on the front, we're probably just gonna try and find LED light bulbs that fit those, and then nothing else, maybe just get the housings. That way it'll work better, because like this, we had to modify this little part, which I'll show you more on that. We haven't had to do too much to get them to work. It's just mostly kind of drilling a few of the holes out to be the right size. Other than that, nothing much. Let's do the next one now. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this screwdriver. As I said before, there's 2 little screws right here, right here. I'm gonna undo those. I'll be able to get to that one and start taking it apart and show you guys what we had to do for these 2 lights. Screw number 1. All right, when I let this down, it's gonna make a bit of a mess. Both of these have been caked full of dirt. So in order to do what we need to do, gonna get some screwdrivers, or this one big screwdriver, and we're gonna clean it out. I'll try not to make a mess of you guys in the process, but probably good we're opening these up. Get all this crap out. I'm making a mess of our shop though. Gonna have to sweep that up. Okay, got that cleaned out pretty good. So now, I got those 2 screws there. I'm gonna set these here for now. I'm gonna need this because I don't know if you'll be able to see up in there. Might need to go get a flashlight. One sec. So, as I was saying, maybe if you can see right kind of at the edge of that shadow, there's a bit of a nut and bolt. That's what's holding that light on. And the reason we had to change up the way we mounted the lights a little bit last night is the wiring actually goes through that bolt, and if we don't have something like that for the lights we're putting on, so we had to modify the mount a little bit. You'll see that here minute or two, but we're able to use that bolt, and it works. Obviously you saw that light came on, so just have to do the same for this. Have to take the original light apart a little bit, then we can get to that bolt, get it out, and start getting it to where it'll work. 10. I think this is the one I need. But I gotta take that apart, so I'll climb up there, show you what I need to do. Okay, hopefully you can see this decent, but there is a screw right here you gotta undo, and then a bolt right there, and that'll open that up, and we'll be able to get to that bolt that we need. I dropped it. So I got that screw out. Now I just have to undo this bolt, and it should come apart, and we should be able to get what we need. So just like that, those 2 halves come off. Set those aside. We're gonna twist this light out. Like I said, this light bulb still works, but we're switching to LEDs. At least right now what we can. This is one of them. So I'll take this thing off. This is the actual light bulb and plug itself. So we'll pop these loose, pull this plug off, just like that. Light bulb's off. And then this is what I was talking about and why we needed to keep this and how we had to modify it. As you can see, the wire goes through the bolts. The ones we have for the night lights, the LED lights we're putting on, don't have that. They just have a normal bolt. Like this, what we ended up having to do is, as you'll see, we had to take the light mount, drill it out to where this will fit through, and then we just use this. We'll end up cutting this plug off and wiring them into the lights. But other than that, we really didn't have to do much to it. It's just a matter of drilling it out so that this bolt can make it through, and it works. So we got to do this, and then we'll be done with this one once we can get that all mounted and tightened back up. This is the hole we have to drill out. This was a drill bit we had to use last night, just left it on the drill. So I'll just do that, drill that hole out. That bolt will be able to go through. We'll be able to get this put on. I'll get this hooked up, and then from there I'll just wrap up the connectors on all the other lights. Just like that, got it done. We'll take that out now. Looks good to me. I'll take it over there. Got the last 2 lights, the bag of nuts and bolts, the wrench we need to tighten stuff. Take that over to the Redford by the tractor, start mounting this one. And one of these nights when it's dark out, we'll just have to adjust them where we want them. As you can see, this is kind of how it works. There's a screw with an Allen wrench end. Don't know what exactly that's called. But there's a screw, there's a little channel that the nut can slide in, and so that allows you to move it side to side. And then the way you adjust the angle is it goes up and down like that. And then once you get it to where you want it, the angle you want it, slid to where you want it, you just tighten that down. Just gonna end up cutting this plug off. That's the way we'll make it work. Got that off, we'll set that there. So from there, I can pick this up, take this bolt off, slide it through here, like so. Slide these wires back through, just like that. And then from there, I'll tighten this up. I'm gonna take this 3/4 inch wrench, get down here. I'll tighten this nut back up a little bit, enough to make it a little easier to work with this light. And then kind of twist it in the general direction, probably do about right there. And then I'll hook them up and make sure it all works. All right, so you can already even see light. That's how nice these are gonna be. But all 5 that are on are working. And like I said, some other time, that bottom one on the right corner, we'll work with that one later. I'm gonna tighten this bolt up under here, tighten that all the way up, and then put those 2 covers, those 2 deals back on, and then I'll electric tape all the connections, make sure they're covered up good. That should be good for now. Then sometime later we'll decide what we want to do with the other ones, if we want to leave them how they are, if we want to get more LED lights put in them. Go check the cows, I'll come back to this. I got everything wrapped up, literally and figuratively. I wrapped them up all with electrical tape the best I can. That'll probably be it for this video. I'm gonna throw the drone video up, and then I'll also do the comparison of before and after. I'll put that up right about now. From that, sure you can tell it probably made a huge difference. I'm glad to have them. Pretty sure Dad's gonna like having them once we actually need to use them. They're pretty good deal. Like I said, 18 bucks for 2 of those things. We got 3 sets. On these front lights, might try and find some LED bulbs just to put in those lenses, call it good. For now, that's all we're gonna do with the lights. Thank you for watching the video. I'm gonna put the rest of this stuff away, finish cleaning up, but be sure to stick around, hit that bell icon, subscribe, like the videos, because we're gonna have a pretty good video coming up, because earlier I told you about 2 things we might potentially do. I can guarantee you one of them is going to happen. Still working on the second one, but hit that bell icon. That'll notify you when I post videos Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And that way, one of those notifications could be us with those surprises. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.